The Sekai Taikai final group event was the most talked about fight in the karate world. Everyone waited for this moment. It was not just a competition, it was a test of courage, skill, and heart. The best teams from all over had come to fight, but only the strongest would survive. Cobra Kai, known for their fierce fighting style and strong will, was ready to prove once again why they were the best. The energy in the arena was electric, and the crowd's roar made the air thick with excitement and tension. The Sekai Taikai was different from any other tournament. It was the ultimate challenge where teams fought not only for a trophy, but for pride and honor. This event was where rivalries were settled and legends were made. The final group stage was the hardest part. Only a few teams made it this far and every fight counted. Cobra Kai had a lot riding on this event. They wanted to show that their hard training and strong bonds made them unbeatable. The final group was made of the strongest teams. Each had its own style and strategy. Some used quick moves, others used power and strength. Cobra Kai's team had fighters like Miguel, Hawk, and Robbie, each with a unique fighting style that could surprise any opponent. Their coach, Johnny Lawrence, was focused and determined. He knew this event was a chance for his team to rise or fall. As the fighters prepared, the tension grew. Each of them felt the weight of their team's hopes and fears. The crowd watched, every move with sharp eyes. The atmosphere was filled with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Fighters remembered their past fights and the battles they had lost. This made them fight harder, to not let their past mistakes repeat. The first fight started with a burst of energy. Fighters jumped, kicked, and blocked with speed and precision. The matches were close and intense. Every point mattered, and no one wanted to give up. Cobra Kai's fighters showed their skill and spirit. Miguel's fast moves, Hawk's strong attacks, and Robbie's clever defense made the fights thrilling. They won some battles and lost some, but each fight made them stronger and more ready for what was to come. The rival teams also fought with everything they had. The competition was fierce and the fights were filled with surprises. Some new fighters appeared who showed unexpected power. The event was not just about Cobra Kai. It was about the spirit of karate and the will to win no matter what. This final group event was the moment where stories would be made, friendships would be tested, and warriors would face their greatest challenges. The crowd knew this was only the beginning of an unforgettable battle. Cobra Kai's journey in this final group was full of hope, struggle, and the dream to be the best. The stage was set for a fight that would be remembered for a long time. The tension in the arena rose as the final group lineup was revealed. Every team had warriors who carried their own dreams and fears. Cobra Kai faced rivals who had trained just as hard and were hungry for victory. Each fighter stepped onto the mat with a burning desire to prove themselves, not just to the crowd, but to their own hearts. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation as the fighters prepared to show their true strength. Cobra Kai's team had a mix of experience and fresh energy. Miguel, once a student seeking redemption, had grown into a confident fighter who never gave up. Hawk, with his fierce style and fearless attitude, brought raw power to the team. Robbie, the quiet but skilled fighter, had learned the value of teamwork and trust. Their coach Johnny was more than just a trainer. He was the fire behind their spirit. He reminded them that winning was about heart, not just skill. Opposing them were teams like Eagle Fang, whose fighters had their own grudges and reasons to fight. The tournament had drawn in champions from far and wide, each carrying stories of pain and hope. One team brought a fighter known for lightning-fast kicks. Another had a master of defense who could block any attack. Every match was a test of strategy and willpower. The fighters knew that one wrong move could mean defeat. As the matches progressed, each fighter showed their unique style. Some were aggressive, charging forward with strong strikes. Others were patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike back. The crowd watched with bated breath as fast punches and high kicks flew through the air. Sweat and determination mixed on every face. Some fights ended in surprise victories, others in hard-earned losses. But every fighter learned something new about themselves and their opponents. The pressure was not just physical but mental. Fighters had to control their nerves and focus on their next move. Rivalries from past tournaments fueled their fire. Old wounds were reopened, but there was also respect among fighters who knew what it took to stand on this stage. Behind every punch was a story of struggle and growth. Cobra Kai's team faced tough opponents, but they never lost their focus. Miguel's quick reflexes saved him from danger more than once. Hawk's fierce attacks kept their rivals on the back foot. Robbie's clever tactics confused many opponents. Their teamwork grew stronger with every match. Johnny's voice could be heard from the sidelines, pushing them harder, reminding them that this was their moment to shine. Unexpected surprises shook the arena. A new fighter appeared, unknown but deadly fast, catching everyone off guard. The fights became more intense as the group stage neared its end. Teams fought not just for points but for pride and survival. Each victory brought hope. Each loss was a painful lesson. The Sekai Taikai final group event was proving to be more than a tournament. It was a battlefield of hearts. As the day moved closer to the final fights, the tension grew unbearable. Cobra Kai knew they had to give everything they had. Their dreams of victory were within reach, but the road was still dangerous. Every fighter was ready to fight with every ounce of strength and spirit. The final group was not just about winning, it was about showing what it truly meant to be a warrior. The battles in the final group heated up quickly, and every fight seemed more intense than the last. Fighters pushed themselves past their limits, knowing that each point could decide who moved forward and who would be left behind. The arena was alive with the sounds of fierce kicks, blocks, and the cheers of the crowd, all focused on the warriors, battling for glory. Cobra Kai's team faced some of the toughest opponents yet, and the pressure was enormous. Miguel's match was a perfect example of how skill and heart combined. His opponent was fast and clever, using tricky moves to try and confuse him, but Miguel stayed calm, waiting for the right moment. When it came, he delivered a powerful strike that surprised everyone, including his rival. The crowd erupted, feeling the energy of a true champion who refused to quit. This fight showed how much Miguel had grown, not just in skill, but in courage. Hawk's fights were full of raw power. His aggressive style often overwhelmed his opponents, but sometimes it put him in risky situations. One match had him against a fighter known for defensive skills and quick counters. Hawk had to think fast, using every trick Johnny had taught him. The battle was back and forth, with both fighters scoring points. At one moment, Hawk nearly lost hope after a strong attack hit him hard, but his spirit pushed him to stand back up and fight harder. That never-give-up attitude was what made him a true Cobra Kai warrior. Robbie, always the strategist, surprised many with his calm and thoughtful approach. He didn't rush into fights, but waited for openings. His opponent was a tough one, using strength and quick moves to try to dominate. Robbie kept his focus, using smart blocks and counters that slowly wore down his rival. It was a battle of patience and skill, and Robbie's quiet confidence earned him a crucial win for Cobra Kai. His fight reminded everyone that brains and heart could beat brute force. The rival teams were not holding back either. Some fighters showed unexpected power, others revealed new techniques no one had seen before. The competition grew fiercer as every match felt like a battle of wills. Injuries and exhaustion tested the fighters' limits, but their determination kept them going. Friendships were tested, and old rivalries flared up, adding more fire to the fights. Each round brought moments of surprise and suspense. Fighters, who seemed weak at first, suddenly found strength. Others who were favorites faced unexpected losses. The group stage was full of twists that kept the audience on edge. Every fighter knew that one mistake could mean the end of their journey. This made every kick, punch, and block more important than ever. Cobra Kai's team faced moments of doubt but kept their eyes on the prize. They supported each other, learning from each fight and growing stronger. Johnny's words echoed in their minds. Fight with heart, fight as a team. That spirit carried them through the toughest battles and gave them hope for the final showdown. The Sekai Taikai final group event was more than just a tournament. It was a test of courage, skill, and friendship. With every fight, Cobra Kai proved they were more than just fighters. They were warriors ready to face whatever came next. The path to victory was hard, but the team was ready to fight for their dreams and for each other. The moment everyone waited for had finally arrived. The ultimate battle between Cobra Kai's strongest fighter and their toughest rival. The arena fell silent as the two warriors stepped onto the mat, eyes locked, each knowing this fight could change everything. It was more than just a match, it was a test of skill, willpower, and heart. Both fighters carried the weight of their team's hopes and the dreams of every person watching. The fight began with lightning-fast moves. The rival launched powerful strikes, aiming to overwhelm Cobra Kai's champion early. But the Cobra Kai fighter stayed calm, using every lesson learned from past battles. Blocks turned into counters, punches into kicks, and every move told a story of hard work and determination. The fight was a fierce dance of speed and strength, neither willing to give an inch. As the battle raged on, memories flashed through their minds. The years of training, the losses, the victories, they all fueled their fighting spirit. Pain was ignored and focus sharpened. Each hit was not just a physical strike, but a symbol of their passion and will to win. The crowd watched in awe, feeling every moment as if they were part of the fight. The fighters exchanged blows, their energy pushing them beyond limits. The rival landed a surprise attack that seemed to shake the Cobra Kai warrior. The crowd gasped, tension rising like never before. But with a deep breath and fierce determination, Cobra Kai's fighter pushed back harder, turning the tide. It was a moment of true courage, standing tall when everything seemed lost. The fight continued with breathtaking speed and power. Neither side could claim clear victory as the battle went back and forth. Every move was met with an answer, every strategy with a counter. The fighters were locked in a struggle of equals, their respect for each other growing even as they fought fiercely. This was the heart of Sekai Taikai, the ultimate test of a true warrior. Just when it seemed like the fight could go on forever, something unexpected happened. A sudden, surprising move from Cobra Kai's fighter left the rival off balance. The crowd held their breath as the final strike landed. Silence filled the arena before exploding into cheers and applause. The champion had won, but the battle had shown that true victory was more than just winning. It was about heart, respect, and never giving up. As the fighters bowed to each other, the energy in the arena shifted. The battle had ended, but the story was far from over. Cobra Kai had proven their strength and spirit, but they knew challenges still awaited. This final showdown was a moment of triumph and a promise of more battles, growth, and the unbreakable bond of a true team. The Sekai Taikai final group event had reached its climax, leaving everyone eager for what came next.